Okay, so it seems like there was a little bit of a mess up from the Wuthering Waves Korean kind of side, and this is all to do with the Resonator Combat Showcase Roccia. Now, I won't bore you with actually watching this or anything, this isn't a reaction video, but pretty much they released a combat showcase video showing off pretty much what Roccia does. Now, we already pretty much know what she does anyways, because we've seen her in the story, we've played her a little bit, we've had a little try of her whenever doing those world quests, so again, it's really not anything new, but we actually had this post on the Wuthering Waves Reddit, which has actually been deleted by the moderators, which is very interesting, pretty much saying that the Korean wuwa Twitter posted the Roccia showcase early. Now, obviously this is a big issue because, you know, yeah, they should have posted it that early, but is it the biggest of issues? I don't really know. I don't think it's the end of the world. Obviously, they deleted it quite quickly. And the post here actually only had a link to the tweet, which was deleted. So I don't know why the moderators have actually taken this down or why they're trying to cover this up so much. But pretty much there has been a big issue with the Korean kind of side of Wuthering Waves for a little bit of a while. And I've talked about this in one of my other videos. And also another one talking about the hate that I got from it. But I'm going to keep talking about it anyways because this should be addressed. Now, obviously, it seems like the Korean Wuthering Waves kind of department is definitely slacking in a lot of areas, for example the mistranslation and the localization issues that are going on over there. Now obviously I've had a lot of Korean people comment on my video since then telling me that the kind of state of the Korean Wuthering Waves game is like, it's fine, but it could be better, and I think that's the case for a lot of other countries as well. It's like, you know, it's playable, but at the same time, it's not really great to see a lot of the stuff kind of poorly localized, and I would be kind of annoyed as well, obviously, but it's not the end of the world, is what a lot of people are saying. But obviously, this just kind of adds fuel to the fire, as, you know, it seems like they totally messed up here and got the times wrong. Now, I think what they actually said here was that, you know, this is one way you tried to make a reservation for public meeting at 1 p.m, but you made a mistake and made a reservation for 1 a.m. So it seems like what happened is that they actually put it at the wrong time, and that they actually put it at, you know, 1 p.m. instead of like 1 a.m. So it seems like more of a scheduling issue on their end, but obviously a lot of people in the comments are kind of angry about this as well. They say there's also a case of offensive translation for South Korean, not just little meme mistakes on the global side. There's definitely something wrong on the Korean side. Time for Solon visit, I guess. So yeah, again, there's been a lot of situations with the Korean side, including them adding North Korean dialect to some of the translations going on in the South Korean version of the game. And if you don't know the kind of tight kind of tensions between South Korea and North Korea, well, I don't know what you're doing in this world, because there is definitely something, you know, there's definitely a lot of tensions going on over there, and using North Korean dialect in Wuthering Waves is a little bit of a big middle finger to them, and, you know, I can see why a lot of South Koreans are very, very angry. Now, obviously, a lot of people in these comments keep going, saying, not beating the allegations of bad management in the Korean side. Now, obviously, in posts in the West and everything like that over in England, I feel like it's been like fine. I feel like a lot of the posts have been well scheduled. We haven't had any issues of posts coming out earlier, but we have still had a big issue of posts having like mistranslation, or not even mistranslation, but like typos and spelling mistakes, which is a big issue for Wuthering Waves. And hopefully they do add some kind of new kind of team, because this is how they can fix it, right? It's really, really not that hard. All they need to do is just get a new team that does the localization for each of the areas that is affected. Obviously, as I said, I had a lot of comments, not just from Korean people, but from some others, including French, Portuguese, Brazilian, and some others like that, which obviously I think Brazil speak Portuguese as well, so it's kind of the same issue. All you need is a couple of dedicated teams that are good at localizing that stuff, even if you kind of outsource to some people that live in those countries and can speak Chinese, sorry, and like kind of translate it from Chinese quite well. That's all you need to do, and I feel like a lot of people are missing out, and it just kind of sucks, you know. As the amount of comments that I got on my video talking about the Korean project and the Korean kind of stuff going on, not just from Korean people, was kind of alarming, and it seems like this is an issue not just for Korean people, but for a lot of Wuthering Waves players in general. Now, as I said, people over in China are fine, because obviously the game is Chinese. People over in the US and England are pretty fine. I feel like the translation and the localization has been pretty good over here. It hasn't been the best, obviously, as I said, there's been some issues with some typos, everything like that. But honestly, everywhere else, it seems like there seems to be a little bit of an issue. Japan, obviously, Ryuku made a video about this, talking about like there was some issues with some like kanji kind of symbols and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not an expert on Japanese, so I don't know exactly what that means. You can go watch this video if you want to go see exactly what he means by that. But there was a couple of issues where some of the like Japanese streamers couldn't read what it was saying at all, because it just didn't make sense, you know, and that's obviously a problem with localization. I feel like it's not as bad there, though. I feel like there is like a couple of issues, but not as bad as maybe Korea is at the moment. Hey, we don't really know, but they say if, and then people go on to say stuff like this, diabolical management they have for the Korean server. It's like they don't care about them and they're just using it as test server. I mean, I don't think it's that deep. I honestly think that it's just the case of the team are just messed up, you know. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's not like something insane is going to happen from this. It just feels just a little bit disappointing that the Korean audience is being left out like this, and that, you know, they haven't had any kind of justice, despite them even asking, you know. It's not like the Koreans are like kind of sat there kind of happy with the fact that this is happening to them. They've actually gone to Solon before, and I've talked about this in the other video. They've gone to Solon, they've gone to Korea Games and said, hey, this is a problem, and then they held an interview for it and asked people, you know, what can they fix, and they said, okay, we've taken that into account, and then didn't fix any of it, especially in version 2.0, which, you know, obviously feels like a big problem to them. But I honestly think that, you know, people exaggerating this as some big experiment for Wuthering Waves, saying that Korea is like some kind of like test subject for like a lot of the advertisements and things like that, that just isn't the case. I just feel like it's just people that can't translate properly. You know, Kuro, they need to fire whoever translating the Korean side of wuwa at the moment, and just kind of hire someone new. It's really that easy, and honestly, I think that is the only thing that needs to change, and honestly, I think that will be the thing that brings Korean, you know, the Korean community back to Wuthering Waves and a little bit more faithful in Wuthering Waves, because that's literally, it's a really small thing, you know. I'm trying to like exaggerate this. It's really, really, really small. It's not a big issue. It's really not that big, and Wuthering Waves could fix this literally with a click of their fingers. All it takes is a little bit of money and a little bit of, you know, team dedication to get some of this Korean stuff out and Korean stuff good. And overall, it should be fine. Now, obviously, as I said, a lot of this Roccia stuff being released early isn't a big deal either, because obviously we've had like articles like this. This was released on January 17th. Oh, wait, no, this is updated on January 17th. Today is January 17th, but this was actually uploaded, you know, days ago, pretty much talking about Roccia's kit, materials, and skill date and release and stuff like that. Now, obviously, GameMate is a site that's officially collaborated with Wuthering Waves before, so, you know, a lot of this stuff is official, and you can definitely know. Now, obviously, what we know about Roccia's kit is that she's Camelia's best sub DPS, which is, you know, really good to see, and obviously, she can fit into a lot of other teams as well, using the new kind of Havoc set that's out. So it's not like we haven't, like, had any information about Roccia before, and they've just leaked everything and it's the end of the world. No, we've always had this information on stuff like GameMate. It's just that we've got a couple of more animations and cool kind of advertising for the game, which honestly I think is a positive for Wuthering Waves. It just kind of sucks that they did release that early for the Koreans, but hey, who cares? Obviously, she's going to be a gauntlet character. She's Havoc. You know, you can get her in the limited convene. We don't know who the voice actors are for the EN, CN, or Kia on this list at least. So again, we have to wait and see how she plays and how she actually fits into the meta, because so far she seems to be pretty strong and works with a lot of different characters, but the main one being Camellia. So if you do have a Camellia, I definitely recommend go and pull for Roccia, because she's going to help you out a lot with the whole basic attack damage bonus and also the Havoc damage bonus. Maybe we're going to get some more characters with Havoc and stuff like that in the future, but yeah. We've had this information for a little bit of a while. She'll be releasing on January 23rd, which is in about 6 days' time. So if you haven't done your Carlotta pulls, definitely recommend go do that, because, again, she's only got a few days left. I got S1, so, you know, I'm pretty good. I'm very happy with her, like, 400k damage. So, you know, we're doing pretty good. But overall, this situation kind of did disappoint me. And yeah, I don't know why the Wuthering Waves mods took it down, because honestly, they should be really transparent with what's going on, you know? They didn't actually leak anything. The post literally took you to a removed post. You couldn't see anything. But hey, who cares? Obviously, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. You know, do you think that is a bad thing that's going on at the moment? Do you think Korea needs some better translators, needs some better kind of marketing teams and stuff like that? Because currently it does seem like they're being let down a little bit. But yeah, that's what I got for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.